Welcome back to another college basketball video. Happy New Year's Eve. It's going to be hopefully a great year next year, but let's dive into my top 3 games, part 2, as I did yesterday. So, first matchup, we got Wake Forest versus Syracuse. Wake Forest is 9-4, Syracuse is 6-6. This is going to be super tight game. I think the spread is Wake Forest by like 1, so it's going to be a pretty good game. So let's dive into the analysis here. All right, now time for Wake Forest. They've had decent years so far, nothing too crazy. They're 9-4. Syracuse is 6-6, so not too crazy. They've had some solid wins though, I will say. They beat JMU, Boston College, Minnesota. That's 3 pretty good wins. They lost to Clemson their last game by 11. Lost to Texas A&M by 13. And also, they lost to Florida by 17. So, those are good SEC and ACC schools. I think Wake Forest is still solid. Hunter Sallis for Wake Forest is putting up 18 points a game, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. And he's shooting 45% from the field, which is just, like, insane numbers. Cameron Hildreth, averaging 13 points again. That's probably their second best player. He's solid. He's having a great year so far. Definitely better than last year. 4 rebounds a game, 3 assists. Shooting 39% from the field, 13 points a game. He's pretty good. So I think those two could put a factor into this matchup. But let's go into Syracuse now. All right, now for Syracuse, they have 6 losses: Texas, Tennessee, Texas Tech, Georgetown, Notre Dame, and Maryland. All 6 of those aren't bad losses, but you got to win some of those in non-conference schedule to get a good resume for March Madness. Syracuse is just really not the same this year. Donnie Freeman, their guard, averaging 13 a game. He's pretty solid. He's shooting 50% from the field, so Donnie Freeman has had a year. But he needs help, and I don't think they're going to get it this game. I think it's just going to be the same thing that Syracuse has been dealing with all year long. I'm going to take Wake Forest in this game. I think they're going to win, probably by 5 or more. I think Wake Forest has got this game. All right, for my second game today, I got St. John's and Creighton. 2 really good schools out of the Big East. St. John's had a solid year. Creighton's kind of struggling right now. Haven't had the best year that they would have wanted to have. St. John's is 2-0 in Big East play. Creighton's 1-1. So we'll see how this matchup goes. So let's dive in. St. John's 11-2 have had a solid year. They played awesome through most games. They beat New Mexico by 14. Lost to Baylor in that thriller during Feast Week. They lost by 1 point off a buzzer beater from like half court. They shouldn't have lost that game. They're up by 4 with like 5 seconds left. I think St. John's is a better team than Baylor. They only lost by 3 to Georgia, good SEC team. Beat Providence by 2, beat DePaul, Kansas State by 17. So St. John's has a pretty good resume. R.J. Lewis Jr. for the team, averaging 17 points a game. He has had huge involvement in their success this year. And also, Zuby Ejiofor shooting 58% from the field, which is insane. He's making more than half his shots that he puts up. And also, Devion Smith passing the ball around. He's averaging 5 assists a game. So those 3 pretty good in the backcourt. All right, now time for the Creighton Blue Jays. Haven't had the best year that they would have wanted. I would say their best win is they knocked down number 1 Kansas, so that was a great rebound win for them. Also beat UNLV, but then they've lost to Alabama by 8, lost to Georgetown by 24, which is a terrible loss. Georgetown is good this year, but you got to win that game. They lost to Texas A&M by 4, San Diego State by 18, Nebraska by 11. They were sliding back then. They didn't have Stephen Ashworth in 2 of those games, their star point guard who's been cooking this year. But Ryan Kalkbrenner averaging 17 a game. Stephen Ashworth is back, 6 assists a game. Ryan Kalkbrenner's shooting 69% from the field, almost 70%. Like, that is kind of outrageous. Other than that, they've had some good wins, but they've also had some bad losses. They beat Villanova by 7. So I think in this game, I'm going to have to go with St. John's, but it's going to be a super tight game. St. John's probably wins by under 10 points. I think we'll be tight all the way through. Creighton could pull it out, but I'm siding with St. John's right now. I think they've just had the better year, and I think they have a better team this year. All right, now let's head into Marquette. They have had a solid year. Cam Jones averaging 20 a game. Cam Jones is one of the best players in college basketball, in my opinion. Might be the best. He is leading them in points per game, assists per game, field goal percentage. He is putting on a show. Other than that, Marquette's beat Xavier by 2, beat Butler by 10. Key win against Wisconsin by 14. Beat Georgia, beat Purdue, beat Maryland. Marquette is really good this year. I've kind of undervalued the past couple of years, but I think they're legit this year, and I think they can make a good run once we get to March. They did lose to Dayton by 8, lost to Iowa State by 11, but those losses aren't bad. Iowa State's really good, probably going to win their conference. Dayton, really good, probably also going to win their conference. So, Marquette's just had a really good year this year. So, let's go into Providence now. All right, let's get into Providence now. Haven't had the best year. They beat BYU, great win. Beat DePaul, pretty good win. Those are really their only 2 decent wins that they have this year. They've lost to St. John's by 2, lost to St. Bonaventure by 4, lost to Indiana by 16, lost to Davidson and Oklahoma by 2. Some of those losses aren't bad, but Davidson and St. Bonaventure's good, but Big East is a Power 5 conference, so you gotta win that game. Don't like in this Providence team this year. Jaden Pierre on their team, averaging 13 points a game. He's good. Also, Anton Boggs, their center, shooting 75%. Really good from the field. But I can't see Providence pulling off the upset here. I know it's at Providence at 6 p.m. It's going to be a good game, I think. But I think I got Marquette winning this one. I don't really see Providence making any type of run in madness or even getting there, to be honest. So with that, that's my top 3 games for today, Tuesday, December 31st. I got Wake Forest beating Syracuse, St. John's beating Creighton, and for the last game, I got Marquette destroying Providence. So those are my 3 predictions for today, and I will see you guys tomorrow in the new year.